and welcome back to the One Take Show. In this episode, we are in conversation with Mr. Ramesh Kumar Mali. Sir is a senior officer of law at Gale India Private Limited. Previously, he has worked as an assistant manager for law at NHPC. In this episode, we talk about what is the career of working in a central PSU as a lawyer. We also talk about the various challenges, obligations, opportunities, the prospective avenues. We also talk about how law students can equip themselves with the necessary skill sets. And obviously, the importance of work-life integration, as Sir calls it. This is an incredible episode, one of the finest conversations that I've had, and I truly believe that you are going to enjoy this episode. If you do, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions or feedbacks, write them down in the comment section. I would love to read them. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's jump right in. Hello, sir. Welcome to the One Take Show. I am truly honored to have this opportunity. I've been trying to have this episode come out in this podcast for a long time. I think of all the hiccups that have happened, this is one of my favorite episodes that are going to go out. As your junior and someone that we all look up to, your career path, your trajectory, your journey itself is very inspiring. So thank you so much for taking time of your really busy schedule and sitting down with me for this conversation.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you really for inviting me for this podcast. We will be talking and we will have great learning from each other.
Thank you so much, sir. So before we get into the incredible topic that we have at hand and something that every law student would love to learn about, I would like to know a little bit about your journey with law and your initial days in the industry.
Okay, industry would mean after law,
Yes, sir.
after my graduation. Uh,
Somewhere,
so,
yes,
uh,
sir.
so far it has been wonderful and enriching because just after law school, when I was my starting to work, so I had an offer with Mumbai law firm, which I was considering, and then again I got an offer from one of legal publication in Lucknow only. So I opted to join Eastern Book Company as an editor and legal counsel, which was in a way a very unique and wonderful experience in itself. Reason being that you not only keep studying law, not only keep digging the legal judgments coming out from various high courts and the Supreme Court. It gives you exposure towards the practical aspect of law as well as you keep going through the theory. That was one thing, and then it was not like leaving EBC or not liking the job there. So it was about better opportunity. So I found opportunity in one of the power sector PSU, National Hydropower Corporation, and now it's called NHPC Limited. And the best part of it was that I was offered posting in remote area of Kashmir, in Baramulla, Bandipora. So that thrilled me, and I, without any thinking, I accepted that part. And there I worked around, 3 years and 9 months, which was very wonderful. Then in the remote area of Kashmir, working on various aspects, which we will be talking further. And then after that, I got one better opportunity from GAIL India Limited, which is formerly known as Gas Authority of India Limited.
Right,
It's
sir.
a Ministry of Power, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas administered PSU, one of the Maharatna, young Maharatna, works on the
Right,
natural
right.
gas supply and transmission.
Ji, ji.
So far it's very good as far as these segments are concerned.
Absolutely, sir. And this itself is so somehow very intriguing because one of the very common trajectories that usually law students choose after graduating is either going for law firms or they choose to go into litigation. But choosing to work firstly with EBC and then deciding to work with a PSU or government organizations, that must have been a very interesting choice. Why did you make that choice of not working, let's say, in a Mumbai law firm or not working in a court, but deciding to work in a PSU?
Just to clarify, as far as litigation is concerned, the practicing law is concerned, that was it's of course a lucrative and kind of it's fantasy of law students initially at least. But as it is said that financially we have to take care of other things like
Right.
family, how
Mm-hmm.
backup are there. So
Mm-hmm.
that really was not an option for me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if an option, then I was not
Mm-hmm.
comfortable financially going to litigation.
Right.
And then law firm and EBC.
Mm-hmm.
That concern is goes. Then we had this Professor CM Jariwala in our National Law University, Lucknow.
Yes, sir.
He used to say, Ramesh, when it was our farewell, he told me, Ramesh,
Mm-hmm.
you don't think that you have done with law now. You are,
Mm-hmm.
you yet to learn many things. So I would suggest that if if you really want to go into the nitty gritties of practice,
Mm-hmm.
not only for the purpose of civil courts, but the commercial and coming what is coming to India, how opportunity in legal profession is coming to India. You want to
Mm-hmm.
learn that thing and you want to make yourself excelled. Then you should go into research first. Either you go to Supreme Court LC, that legal clerk cum research assistant to the Honorable Court of uh, Supreme Court, and
Right.
or you opt for some research oriented job.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I had an offer from EBC. So, and
Mm-hmm.
we had faculty from EBC as well. Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Sudeep Malik, he was one of the great teachers
Right.
we have in property law and equity.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me opt EBC over law firm.
Mm-hmm.
And one more
Right.
thing was that I was not. I am not very much fond of late night working and working till late. Maybe earning a lot initially and
Right.
not taking care of health, other things. I
Right.
wanted
Right.
Saturday
Right.
Sunday off in my life. I wanted to explore other things. I wanted to have time with my family. I
Right.
wanted
Right.
to attend weddings
Mm-hmm.
of my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing, in law firm, it's very rare. You don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I
Mm-hmm.
belong to a remote area of Rajasthan, so if I
Mm-hmm.
join Delhi or Mumbai law firm, it won't be easy for me to commute as well in
Absolutely.
on the weekends. So it was the
Mm-hmm.
weighted and well calculated option.
I'm sure it was because this is one of those very important considerations I think every law student needs to go through when they're making a choice. And I'm sure when you made a decision to then leave EBC and then start working for a public sector undertaking, I think these are the issues that must have motivated you. Were there other also reasons that motivated you when we talk about working in a government sector? And were there any ancillary motivations for you as well?
Government sector ancillary motivation was, it's kind of security sense that you are secured medically, medical benefits are there. It's long term. There is a rarest of rare case of, you are being laid off or retrenched or you are your service is being terminated. Rare chance unless you are doing some misconduct or companies getting closed. That is very rare thing. It's never happened yet. So that was one thing, and another thing was that actually Kashmir posting made me push it more. So I just
Okay.
wanted to explore. Let's see how it's there. Let's go there and let's see how it works.
Okay, okay.
So
How was
that
that
was.
experience? How was that experience being in Kashmir? I'm
I
very
would say it was
excited.
it was I would say it was hilarious actually. The
Hilarious.
initial
Okay.
Yes, the initial first month it was it was a kind of if you think that some kind of preconceived fear is there that okay, oh, Kashmir, it's terrorist area and all that militant area, whatnot. And when I joined in it was 2016. If you remember this Buranwani
Yes, yes,
encounter,
yes.
that
Hanji,
issue
Hanji,
was
Hanji.
burning there. So Buranwani was very burning there. And in July, he was killed by our defense forces.
Okay.
And one more thing was there that the day I went and I reached Srinagar with my first flight journey, sponsored by PSU only. So I went and I was like given a guest house in Srinagar. So that day only it was snowing. So that the first snow, first day of your life in career, uh,
Uh-huh.
very in a very remote area where you never thought that you would be working in Kashmir while pursuing law. So that way, like I liked it. And when I went to the posting place, which is around 80 kilometers away from Kashmir toward LOC, it's a big hydropower generation project on the
Okay.
tributaries of the Jhelum River. It's called Kishan
Uh-huh.
Ganga hydroelectric project.
Uh-huh.
So, uh, you know, curiosity that how electricity is generated from water, and how
Right.
we know there is a dispute between India and Pakistan regarding the Indus Water
Mm-hmm.
Treaty.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Yes.
was the part of it. The Kishinga project has been into International Court of Arbitration
Wow.
with Pakistan and India. So that was interesting part. Curiosity was there.
Right.
And I was the only person at that project from legal background.
Okay.
So that give
Wow.
me leverage to decide things wherever the legal issues are concerned. I was the
Mm-hmm.
final, having final
Mm-hmm.
say on this thing. So
Mm-hmm.
a sense of satisfaction and sense of, okay, I am delivering something which I can
Mm-hmm.
see,
Mm-hmm.
be it labor issues, be it land acquisition issues, be it service matters, be it
Right.
a small contract issue.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind
Mm-hmm.
of satisfying as far as work is concerned. But
Mm-hmm.
if we talk about Kashmir and the general perception of whole world per se about Kashmir is
Mm-hmm.
that it would be disturbed, no one can work there. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's very it was, I would say, it was cozy experience as
Okay.
far as living is concerned. People are
Right.
very sweet. Like I would, well, I there's nothing to compare. As far as humanity is concerned and their human emotions are concerned, Kashmiris are like very good people. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
very helpful. They are very sweet. They
Mm-hmm.
are not exposed to the cunningness of the world.
Oh, wow.
That's big thing. And you would have the pure cow milk in very
Mm-hmm.
25 35 kg rupees per kg, which we will
Right.
not get in other
Oh,
part of
well.
India anywhere you go, without
Yes.
any mixing of water and all that. Because they don't know commercialization and all that. They
Right.
don't
Right.
really know. So
Right.
it was wonderful. Though there are certain political issue which we
Mm-hmm.
know, and it goes out, like
Mm-hmm.
goes like
Absolutely.
that, inevitable. We can't really
Right. Right.
uh, talk
But
about it. So it doesn't
mm-hmm.
matter.
Right. Right. I think this is one of the most exciting, most intriguing, and at the same time, something which is so captivating as a story. I'm truly spellbound when I hear about someone getting to not just work in Kashmir as a location, but also work on a project that gives you so many opportunities, a sense of fulfillment, gives you opportunities which allows you to push yourself, push your envelope, and then explore so many other opportunities as well. When we talk about so this allows me to actually ask you a question which I think every viewer would want to learn about is when you work for a government organization, and as you say that you find yourself in a position working for such projects which have national importance, state importance, national importance, what exactly is that work like? What does your work profile include? Is it a traditional in-house work profile that we have observed over the years, or is there other things that are additionally attached to it?
See, this question was asked to me in the interview as well, that why you want to join
Right.
NSPC,
Mm-hmm.
why a
Mm-hmm.
PSU when you are graduating from NLU and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So that I had in my mind that and I had done my homework little bit. So PSUs are corporate as well as state. So it's a mixed culture. It's not purely
Right.
corporate structure, that
Mm-hmm.
like private corporate, or it's not like traditional conventional government department showing like there is red tapeism, and that it is not like that. Work is quite mix of it. Sometimes you may feel lethargic about the process, but more or less, if we calculate, it's corporate like only. So as far as my work profile is concerned, since I was posted at a project, it had a various profile. The all the legal work related to that project was assigned to me, and I had to take care of it, from the arbitration to the labor disputes to the service matter and the small banking, financial, taxation issues. All the issues were given to me, and I had to take care of it. It was a bit of advisory as well as going to the court. I
Right.
had appeared before district court
Mm-hmm.
in certain matters. I also appeared before the Honorable Court of Jammu Kashmir High Court on
Mm-hmm.
certain matters. Of course, with our panel councils and all that. But
Right.
sometimes I
Right.
get to argue as AR as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not like typical desk job, sitting and typing and sending emails. It
Mm-hmm.
was not like that.
Okay.
Since it project was under construction, so you have to sometime go to sites to see the labor laws are being complied with by contractors or not.
Okay.
So all
Okay.
these things, it was not like sitting and doing the table desk job.
Right. This is very interesting. I think I've never heard about someone working in a government organization and describing it so beautifully. It's something that is sounding so interesting that now I'm genuinely interested in exploring the opportunities. And since I think this enthusiasm is also shared by a lot of other law students, I think it is only relevant that I ask you here is what was your journey like when you started preparing for these organizations? As you said, the interview itself, in the interview, the interviewers asked you this question. So, what was that interview experience like, or were there other steps involved before you got this opportunity? What was that experience like?
See, PSUs are state and they are bound by the government policy, they are bound by the reservation policy, they are bound by the Article 15, 16, equal opportunity, and all the things. So, most of the PSU they recruit through national open advertisement only, as per the
Right.
roster
Mm-hmm.
of course, following the reservation policy and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some PSU with the approval from the government of India. They are going to campus recruitment as well, but that is a very separate story. As far as preparation for recruitment test and interviews are concerned, I was not actually separately preparing for this. What I would say that what you have done during your law school, how you have get along with legal education, basic subject, be it
Mm-hmm.
contract law, be it IP, criminal principles, be it interpretation of statute, be it jurisprudence,
Mm-hmm.
all the basics
Mm-hmm.
things they require. They won't be no employer as far as in law
Mm-hmm.
in-house legal counsels are concerned in PSU or even in private sector, as far as I know, they don't require you to be, the expert of one particular aspect, because
Okay.
in-house in a corporate structure, you will get all kind of work from HR, from business, from banking, from taxation, because all the work you have to take care of it. Of course, we hire services of experts whenever required. We may
Mm-hmm.
hire a law firm, we may hire advocates for arguments, for advising. That is very different thing. But as far as legal in-house legal counsel is concerned, law officer, whatever the terminology is there, you don't need to be expert of one specific thing. You may be, that's well and good, but you have to have good knowledge of all the basic laws.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
may you can't say that, okay, I only know companies law or the
Mm-hmm.
securities law. No,
Mm-hmm.
that won't work for you, because
Right.
the question paper which come, they are generic in nature, they are
Mm-hmm.
all basics, they are
Mm-hmm.
like good competitive questions are there. People even ask questions from interpretation of statutes. People
Okay.
would even ask question from the ownership and possession. People
Okay.
would
Okay.
ask even the question from the liquidated damage contract.
Mm-hmm.
These
Mm-hmm.
things are there, the basics.
Right.
An interview, just be confident.
Okay.
When you go for interview, I would say to everyone, I know it may
Mm-hmm.
sound easier said than done, but I would
Mm-hmm.
say when you go to a panel of facing an interview, you
Mm-hmm.
just think yourself that you have nothing to lose here.
Fair point.
You have nothing to lose here. You just will only be gaining something out of it. Be
Right.
confident, be straight, be
Mm-hmm.
calm, be clear. No
Mm-hmm.
beating around the bushes. They People like that, because mostly the senior people are there, senior
Mm-hmm.
officers or PSUs from your stream, or HR people. So
Mm-hmm.
they won't like beating around the bush. They like simplicity, easy answering, because that's what is required. If my engineer is asking legal opinion from me on certain issue, I can't be with legal jargons. I have to
Mm-hmm.
reply to him in techno legal way. So you
Right.
need to know the technical aspect of the business where you are interviewing as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Right, right. And then once you get into this practice, so I am sure there must be some very specific set of challenges that you must have faced, which are quite particular of working in a public sector organization. Could you please tell us some of those challenges that you had to overcome, perhaps in the initial part of your career, and perhaps over a period of time, all those interesting challenges that you had to overcome?
Challenges are concerned, as I told you that it's government, they have the specific SOPs and all that. So
Right.
uh, we as a law students, or like the people who are practicing, they only know the legal, what law says, and that is their Bible, and
Right.
that is their uh, uh, path to follow. But
Right.
in the government sector, corporates, there are standard process which you have to follow. There are certain hierarchy. There are certain delegation of parts, which was very difficult for me to even
Hmm.
contemplate and even accept initially.
Okay. Okay.
If I can give the opinion, with
Hmm.
the same opinion will be given by the like for example, say the seventh rank
Hmm.
superior officer. What's the difference? But no, because there are certain guidelines we have to follow. If
Hmm.
a matter is of such amounts above, for example,
Hmm.
let's say it's a 2 crore rupees and above matter is there, so
Hmm.
junior level officer won't be involved into this
Right. Right.
single-handedly. So
Hmm.
these are the things, you become quite maybe sometime rebellion. Why can't I do that? I can do that. I can handle that. But no,
Hmm.
because there is a
Hmm.
procession that we have to follow. That was one of the uh, challenge, as well as the kind of, I would say, the thing which I wouldn't be expecting. But yes, it is part of it. It comes with a
Hmm.
package.
Hmm. Right, right, sir. And after having worked for so many years, after having this really enriching experience that you have, what would be those memorable points that you might have identified which really can come in handy for anyone who perhaps wants to follow your footsteps, or something that you might have used as tricks, or something that you might have taken up as the major learnings from your experience so far?
See, first learning I will tell you from a law school only. Of all the
Right.
events, of all the classes, I would
Hmm.
say dedicate certain hours a week to your library.
Right,
That
right,
is
sir.
must, because in, I guess, in all the law schools, all the MLUs, there are good libraries. They are spending a lot. They are charging a lot from you, even in private universities. So
Right.
you use that. Even if pick up a book and finish it in a month, but do something. Do use the library, because that will give you different flavors.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
you if I remember one anecdote from my university's library. It was very wonderful, Dr. Madhur Lime library in NLU Lucknow.
Absolutely,
There was
sir.
a book, Property Right Over Money.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Property Right Over Money, there's a book, and I was just flipping through the books in bookshelves, and I just found, how can someone can claim a property right over money? Money is a money, it's a legal tender. That was the basic understanding all we all
Right.
have.
Right, sir.
I picked up that when I started a like small book, and there
Hmm.
are various things regarding property, regarding legality, regarding the principle, which you give you the different ideas, different things about law, about economics, about society, about how things can work in scenario, different scenarios. So library is one of the things which will make you confident, as well as they will give you acumen to answer question, even if you have not gone through certain section of certain act, but there is a certain question on this aspect, be it descriptive or objective. You will be able to identify what is the best possible answer to it is.
Right. Right, sir.
So that is the one thing.
Hmm.
Otherwise, getting updated yourself, like if not weekly but monthly, going through the what's happening around in your field, that is must, that you can't
Right,
ignore,
sir.
because otherwise it will be challenging, and you will not be happy with yourself.
Right, right, sir. And I think now I'm going to, I feel like asking you something that was perhaps not a part of, not as essentially a part of this conversation, but something that I'm really drawn to. I feel very comfortable having this conversation because it's a sense of time and value and a life balance that I'm experiencing here. You mentioned this before, that you have prioritized the need for having a very strict balance in your life, when it comes to the work life balance, having time for yourself, time for your family. How important is it once we reach a particular stage in our lives, especially in the legal practice area? How important does it get? Because in our age, when we are looking at the career prospects in future, all we can see is, okay, work, 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 opportunities, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to just dedicate all our time. But over a period of time, we also need to have that sense of clarity and the maturity, which I don't think essentially all the law students in their fourth, fifth years, or perhaps second, third year have. So how important is that work life balance?
Actually, I call it work life integration. Actually, I don't call it
Oh,
balance.
right,
So
wonderful. Right.
the thing is that it's about how ambition, what kind of ambition you have from your life. See, many people are materialistic. It's not bad in being materialistic. many people want to drive BMW after 5 years of working. Many people they okay, would be happy with Activa 125. Okay, so that depends on that. If you really want, a lot of money, a lot of glamour, lot of things, the thing. So that decides your, where you want to land. If you want that integration, like which I am having initially in my like I am only 30 years, I will be touching 30 years next year only.
Right, sir.
So the thing is that some people say, okay, in the initial career, you get a lot of money, is like put yourself in the Havan Kund of work, and then you will have fun. I don't believe in this because you
Right,
don't
sir.
know about future. You never know what happened. I have seen people
Right,
who
right.
give their self-sacrifice on that Havan Kund of work and joining Big Shot Law Firm. I was happy for them because they were my friend. But when I see them now,
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
work, nothing else. Sunday, you are calling work,
Right.
cousin's wedding work, father, like anything happening, work. It's their choice, of course. I am not being judgmental here, but no,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, I didn't want, never wanted that. I had
Right.
offer even during my service, like 2 months back only.
Mm-hmm.
I had offer from one of the private corporation. When I asked about work life,
Mm-hmm.
then they, okay, you may need to work on Sundays as well. So I said
Mm-hmm.
no. It may be rare. Sometimes we have to work with certain urgent issue. Monday is coming,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't make it a rule. No, Sunday को तो काम करना ही है.
Right.
No, Sunday is for me.
Gee.
Kind of that है. मतलब be it
Mm-hmm.
Sunday जो भी the one day in a week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
So one thing was, what kind of ambition you have, what kind of material life you want. That
Mm-hmm.
depends on that. No, I
Right.
never, I'm like, it may sound that okay, since I don't have that, that's why I'm saying that. I never
Mm-hmm.
wanted to have, a big car standing in front of my house. So I am
Mm-hmm.
happy with what I have. I am
Mm-hmm.
contentful. My parents are happy.
Right,
I am
sir.
happy. I can talk to
Mm-hmm.
people. I can meet my
Mm-hmm.
friends. I can go to friends' wedding. I can go to cousins' wedding. I can visit some part of the country in a year. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
makes me happy.
Right, right, sir. And I think there is also I think something that you mentioned in the beginning of this podcast is that you get a sense of job security, which I think is somewhat missing, especially in the law firm culture, because obviously there are multiple options that you can get through. But a lot of law firms today are exploring this new concept of mental health and mandating people to follow those guidelines and then making it a proper HR issue. Like there is a
Yes, they
proper
are.
change that is coming.
Agree.
But I think this entire motivation comes from the setup that PSUs provide us. I think it's
The
fairly
thing is
important.
that
Mhm.
yes, I agree. I understand what you want to say. Even now, private sector, there are good
Mhm.
companies. They are working like all the that integration, the balance. Even law firms are doing that. Even many advocates in Delhi. Like I see, I get chance to interact with many senior advocates. They are also encouraging their juniors, their associates to have outside word at least a week beyond the work. So that is a good thing that will be coming, and I guess that is required because you
Right.
know why to work when you can't have fun in life. That
Absolutely.
should also be the thing we should consider it. Everyone should consider
Mhm.
it. It may
Mhm.
not be in my way, it may be your own way, because
Mhm.
everyone has their own perception of life, our own perception of fun. For someone,
Mhm.
having beer with boss may be fun.
Mhm.
For
Mhm.
someone it may not be. So that is different scenario. But at least everyone should have content. Everyone should have time to learn some new things. Time to learn
Mhm.
keyboard. Time to learn piano if we have not learned.
Right.
So that
Right.
thing, that is the. And as far as sense of security is concerned, now if you are following the what's happening around, so even many PSUs, they may be turning privatized. They may be having different concept now. So sense of security now maybe getting diluted, but
Right.
still it's
Mhm.
there.
Right, right. Absolutely, sir. I think for the last set of questions that I have for you is one of the very important questions that when we look around right now, especially post COVID, like are we post? I'm not sure if we are post pandemic yet, but sort of like the market now evolving with the post pandemic world. We see certain areas of law that are in demand right now, like for example, technology law or law legal fields with respect to the dispute settlements or regulatory laws are really catching up, and people are really enthusiastic about it, to say the least. Um, when we talk about the in-house roles or perhaps the role that you have in a public sector undertaking, what is the future scope for this kind of a job that you see? Is it going to catch traction? Is it a good, does it have a very good avenue that we can explore further in the future?
Yes, yes. Actually, there would be more opportunities in coming days in India, because we all know that India is a country of opportunities, and we are still growing, we are still developing. We have
Right.
not reached to the saturation point yet.
Mm-hmm.
It will take long time
Mm-hmm.
when there is a saturation like in US.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that as far as practicing law in courts are concerned, that is kind of post dispute. It's kind of remedial. There is some issue, now you are finding remedy, you are finding relief for someone. In
Right.
house, it's not only remedial, you have to take care of manage the litigation, the remedial aspect, but it's preventive as well, it's advisory. You, when you are entering into a contract, or you are entering into even a simple two pager MOU, you will go to the
Mm-hmm.
legal
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it. You will see how to minimize the legal risk and legal cost which may be coming out of this particular document, even if a document is of single sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing, and now the commerce and business is increasing in India. So every corporation would be taking legal people, with the engineers, with the finance people, with the CS people. It will always be increasing. Like, I think it haven't even started in India yet.
Right. Right,
That
sir.
in-house law people, legal career, it's not even at the adult stage. It's in nascent
Mm-hmm.
stage. It's infant stage only.
Okay. Okay. So, in your opinion, it is going to catch the necessary traction
Yes,
that
yes,
it
it is.
deserves.
Like, sure, it would. It may be,
Okay.
some specific demand would be there. It may be sectoral specific demand, because, for example, about IT sector corporates, they may be asking the IT law expert, technology law expert. But more or less, I told you that there is no business without a transaction. There would be always a transaction. There would always be a
Mm-hmm.
contract.
Right.
Okay, there would always be dispute. A dispute
Mm-hmm.
would be settled on the principle of contract only, on the basis of
Mm-hmm.
evidence only. So
Mm-hmm.
these basics law will never go.
Right. Right, sir.
And now,
Mm-hmm.
regulatory aspects.
Mm-hmm.
As India is, moving towards laissez-faire state, the less control of government, but regulations, be it competition regulations, generic, be it SEBI, be it like industry specific, like TRI for telecom, uh, Petroleum Regulatory Board for petroleum and natural gas, ERC for electricity and all that. So these regulatory aspects not only to run your business, but for the purpose of competition to your other entities, that is also relevant. So now, along with legal knowledge, you would also need to, law schools also need to introduce certain aspects of subjects which give you the business acumen to law students as well, because without understanding the business, your law won't work much as
Right.
far as the preventive part of law is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
After dispute, law may work in simply law will work. Of course, the basic understanding of business. But when, as far as the preventive part of is concerned, when the advisory role of law in-house counsels are concerned, you need to understand the business acumen as well, how
Mm-hmm.
international scenario is working, how domestic things are working, how regulation says, what are the government policies, all that thing. So that is one thing which we should keep in mind.
Right, sir. Right, sir. And I think my last question here would be that when you talk about this business acumen that needs to be developed, the commercial awareness that is required for you to be really good at this job, how can law students who really aspire to work in this field can perhaps work in a way to develop these skills?
See, the first thing is that if keeping updated what's happening in business as well. It's no harm, along with reading the op-ed from the Hindu and Indian Express. You read op-ed from the Financial Express and Economics Times. There is no harm.
Right.
You would learn.
Mhm. Mhm.
There is no harm in going through, some editorial or some article, what's happening in WTO, how WTO is coming with the arbitration model laws. In that way, again, I tell you, the library, you start with the library.
Right. Right,
Everything
sir.
is there. Like I have visited around 10 NLU's library and even IIT's library. So
Mhm.
everything is there. It's just
Right.
that we need to get ourselves acquainted with it, or we need to create the
Mhm.
awareness in ourselves only.
Perfect. Perfect, sir. I think this is perhaps one of the most wonderful conversations I've had. I don't think I've had a conversation that was so complete and yet so inclusive of every topic that I wanted to cover, yet so calm and yet so comprehensive. I'm truly grateful that I had this opportunity, and I'm truly grateful that you could dedicate time for this conversation, sir. Before
No, no,
we
it's my
wrap this
pleasure.
conversation up, thank you, sir. Before we wrap this conversation up, do you have any closing remarks for our viewers?
Closing remark is that as far as life of not only legal person, I guess, of for everyone is concerned, you never know what is tomorrow, what's happening tomorrow, what is happening next month. While studying in law school, I have never thought that I will be seeing stone pelting over my vehicle. I have never thought that there will be firing just 20 meters away from me. I would have never thought I will be standing on the natural gas, the liquefied natural gas jetty. The port is coming
Mhm.
from Qatar and seeing it how it's happening.
Mhm.
So you just be ready for it. Cherish everything, every moment in your life, and learn as far as you can learn. Not only your legal thing, but other things. You should, if you are working
Right.
in a hydropower plant, you should know how turbine works. If you are working with a software company, you should know how coding is done, a little bit
Right.
thing.
Right.
So
Right.
that will make you involved into it. You will like it, because
Mhm.
otherwise it's
Mhm.
work. You are earning, you are getting, spending it. It's just monotonous thing. If you don't want to get make it monotonous, even if you are by certain compelling reasons, you get landed the place you don't really want it to be, but you try to get what is the best from it, and you will, I am sure you will like it, you will really like it,
Right, sir.
because bird is full of colors, and it has a, a lot to have, a lot to enjoy and learn.
Right, absolutely. So I think some of the most important takeaways from this conversation were actually somehow concluded in your closing remarks. Sir. But there are two words that I would like to again highlight for my viewers. One is life, work-life integration, and the other one is the Havan Kund of the work that you're not supposed to just burn yourself in, but find yourself good motivation to work in other areas as well. I had a wonderful, wonderful time speaking with you, sir. I hope you had a good time too.
Yes, yes, I did, sure, Kaustav.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.